1,200 years ago, 100 years ago. But when it comes to talking about what's happening right now, we got zip, nothing. Until what? Until we put Guidus TV in. Now, a few weeks ago, actually 2 weeks ago, when I was in California, in San Bernardino, there was a big fire that broke out. And we were right on the scene. We got closer than anybody with their news crews because we happened to be there. Obviously, I couldn't be everywhere all the time, but I happened to be in San Bernardino that day, and I asked my son-in-law, who lives there, drive me out there. We went right out to the scene. The problem was we ran out of gas. But we tried, right? But what I'm saying is that you can imagine how much advantage that Muslims will have in our country when people can rely on our channel to give them the right time. And we do that in Columbus, Ohio. It's the only studio that's fully set up right now. But right now, if you go to Ohio and you watch, turn on the TV, free TV. We're not talking about cable. We're not talking about satellite. We're talking about regular free television. Turn it on. Go to channel 32.5 in Columbus, Ohio, and the time is in the lower left side of the screen. You know exactly what time it is. And you said, what's the big deal? People getting ready to go to school or work in the morning need to know what? What time is it? I want to know exactly, because maybe we had a storm during the night. Maybe my lights went out. I wake up and all of my clocks are going blink, blink, 12, 12, 12. You've seen it, right? So I'm going to turn on the TV or the radio to find out what time it is. I got to do that. Or look at my phone. Oh, guess what? My phone didn't get charged because the electricity went out. So you see what can happen. What I'm telling you, though, these small things can make a big difference. By having that and the temperature, then in the cold mornings, we get sometimes 12 to 15 below zero in that part of the world. Yeah, you need to know that before you put the clothes on your kids and send them out. You need to know. Also, if there's any kind of earthquakes taking place, landslides, hurricane is going on right now on the eastern coast. How many of you know that? Big time, right? How did you know? You got it from the media. So we trust the media for the weather. We trust the television to tell us what time it is. We trust them for the temperature. We trust them for many things. That's why it becomes easy to believe some of the stories that they begin to tell us, especially when there's no rebuttal. Suppose, I want just to ask you, how many people have heard of somebody called Clinton or Trump? Put your hand up. Duh. Of course, you don't need to put your hand up for that one, right? It's like, come on, everybody knows Clinton and Trump. And how many of you know there's a big candidate race going on for presidency right now? Duh, everybody. Who doesn't know it? And everything that they put on there against Hillary Clinton, there'll be somebody else coming on and giving you the other side of the story, right? Oh, but she meant, no, she didn't mean, no. She didn't, she said, no. Then the other side is saying, yeah, that lady, she la, right? And Trump is the same way. Every time they say something about Trump, oh, man, this guy, oh, man, Dajjal is better than this guy. And then somebody else is coming on the other side and saying, no, he's good, he'll do this, he'll do that. Besides, Mexico can pay for the wall. You know what I'm saying? So it all depends on when you tune in is what's the latest and who's the greatest, right? So whenever everybody's attacking Islam, they're terrorists, they're extremists, they're killers, they're murderers, they oppress women. Okay, now the other side of the story is, oh, there's no other side of the story. There isn't any other side of that story, is there? Where? Tell me where. Did you hear a channel that's full, going on 24 hours a day, ready to present the other side? What does Islam really teach? What does the Quran really say? Where's the answer? Today, statistics tell us that today there are over 2 billion Muslims in the world, counting the Muslims that are in China and Russia, especially Indonesia, India. Already you're in the billions. And so when you get over here in other countries, you pick up more millions. Guys, brothers, sisters, this is serious stuff. We are 1/4 of the world's population, or at least 1/5 of the world's population, believing La ilaha illallah. Okay, now what's the strongest language in the whole world today? I was in Japan, I was in China, I was in, well, Sri Lanka, India, and the Gulf, in Europe, Switzerland just a few months ago. Guess what? I know all of the languages I need to go into all of those countries. Believe me? I know all the languages I need to go to those countries and be understood. You know what it's called? English. That's right. Because everywhere I go, howdy, how y'all doing? They go, oh, this guy's, he's from America, right away. Everywhere. I'm not joking. Now try Arabic. Try Arabic. Fusha Arabic. Everybody knows what's Fusha Arabic? Classical Arabic from the Quran. Learn it. Then go to Maghreb, Morocco, and try to speak it there and watch what happens. That's an Arab country. What do they say? Huh? Go to Egypt and get in the taxi cab and recite to them the address where you want to go, but use only Fusha. He's going to go, Sadaqallahu al-Azim. Where do you want to go? You think I'm joking, don't you? So if Arabic's not even understood by some of the Arabs, is there a problem here? Are you seeing a problem or no? Okay. What's the solution to the problem? Because either we're part of the solution or we're part of the problem. That's how it works. The solution to the problem is we need to have a voice, our voice here in our own country. And we can do that, but we have to work hard for it. Now, for the last 6 years, we've been broadcasting right there on Guidance TV. We're in our 6th year, so I should say for the last 5+ years. Guidance TV has been on satellite all across the United States and Canada. How many of you didn't know that? Raise your hand, be honest. Didn't know that. Okay? So if you don't know it, then how many of the non-Muslims don't know it? Okay, now how many of you heard about Guidance TV before? And saw it, you like it? Put your hand up so I can see it. Okay? And keep your hand up if you put the bumper sticker on your car. Okay, now we see part of the problem, don't we? Well, there's the problem. This is exactly the problem across the world. Don't think this is unique. Everywhere we go, you ask the Muslims, what do you know about Islam? Okay, and what did you share with the people? Well, can we change the subject? If we don't put the Muslim out there, the message of the Muslim out there, is Allah going to ask us about it? Will He ask us? Now, we brought the bumper stickers. The bumper stickers are right up here. How many of you, if you had the bumper sticker, you wouldn't put it on your car anyway because you don't want people to know, maybe they'll think I'm a terrorist and they'll bash my windshield. Huh? How many? Well, guess what? You don't have to worry. Where's the stuff that you have out there?
The what?
The rest of the stuff, is it out there?
Everything's in here, like all
Okay.
the CDs and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, they're in the bag.
Okay, you want me to do it?
No, I will.
Here, out here. Okay. What we're saying is, I've got the bumper stickers right here, and it doesn't say anything about Islam on it. So you don't have to worry nobody's going to bash your car. They're not going to scratch, they're not going to do nothing. It's just a TV station. But look at the message. What's the slogan of the TV station? You see it? It says, worship the Creator, not the creation. Worship the Creator, la ilaha illallah, not the creation. Simple. That simple? So you gave them the message, even if they never go to the station. But if they go to the station, now the station is on the internet. So anywhere they live in the world, this bumper sticker works. When they go to it, it also tells them how to get the free app for their phone. how they can watch it on their iPad, iPod, or whatever. Also, it tells them what we have in Los Angeles, New York, New Jersey, Houston, Dallas, and Columbus, Ohio, that's free to air. Now, let me ask you this. How many of you have been watching Guidance TV on the free-to-air channel, channel 26.1? Not even one person? Not even one. And I'm paying for that for 4 years. And you never watched it. 4 years. I want you to stop and think, what is Allah going to ask us? If you said, well, we need it, but we don't have it. No, it's already there. But you don't know it. Why don't you know it? Why isn't this part of your Jummah khutbah? Why isn't this part of what we're teaching our children every day? How many of you have internet in your house? Maybe I'll go the other way. How many don't have internet in their house? Yeah, everybody. Everybody's got it. How many are using satellite? Satellite? Okay, how many use the cable? Cable TV. Yeah? So we know that you're using this, you're investing in that system which attacks Islam with no answer back. The question here is, are we ready to be serious? And stop playing with our religion like it's a game. This is a very serious situation. Did you know that some of our youth are leaving Islam right now, today? Did you know that? Does it bother you? But you're okay because it didn't happen in your family yet, right? So you're okay. Until it happens in your family, then you'll be the one calling me up on the phone in the middle of the night, send me emails, text messages. You have to help me. You have to help me. My son, he went off to college and now he's not a Muslim anymore. Why do I have to come? I've already spent 25 years and a big fortune in putting this out here so you can use it. Now I'm being tough, right? This isn't what you expected. That's okay. What I'm going to do right now is tell you that we can easily solve the problem. I'm going to tell you, first of all, what it costs to operate a television channel. A satellite channel can cost upwards of $100,000 to $200,000 a day for the Christians. They spend that much. Our operating costs are not even that per month. We only spend roughly under $100,000 a month. Then the channels that, like we have out here on Jopua Lake, I don't know if you know where the 13 big or 12 big antennas are out there on the other side, Midlothian, if you know where I'm talking about. One of those is ours, and we're broadcasting it. It's going all the way to Bridgeport on the other side of Fort Worth, here to Plano, up to, I think Colleyville is where it starts getting really weak. It's a big boost. It goes all over the mid-cities. People can watch it. Doctors' offices, dental offices, places where you go and sit and wait for your car. Anybody, any of the Muslims that have those businesses can put it on in there for free. It doesn't even cost them anything to put it on there, and they get the message. 24 hours a day, we have all the programs, Dr. Zakir Naik, Huda TV, Peace TV, our channels, everything are there, all our programs. And they're free. And there's no advertising, no infomercials. It's all being paid for only by Allah sending us people who want to get the reward for it. Now, how many don't want the reward from Allah for this? You don't want it. Anybody doesn't want the reward for it? Now, to show you how easy it is, and I'm not going to tell you we need to raise $10,000 or even $5,000 or even $1,000, because that's not how we operate. If I'm going to do fundraising, I'm going to come and do it for your masjid or for your school. I want to do that for you. For this is different. We don't want you to donate big amounts of money. In fact, that's not how it works. What we do, we give you something, you can do it on your own when you're ready. Pull out your cell phone real quick, and I'll show you what to do. Pull out your cell phone. Okay? I'm going to give you a telephone number that you can put on your phone. Pull it out. Go ahead. It won't cost anything. Cell phone. Ready? Okay. Here's the phone number. 41444. It's a special text number. Don't call it and talk to it. Send the word Islam to 41444. You know what's going to happen? It'll send you a link. And the link lets you see what we're doing, the Free Quran Project, the support projects we have for Masjid, like your Masjid here for the schools. And then you can decide what you want to do on a monthly basis. That's it. This is as simple as that. By you doing that, we're able to help the Masjid raise funds worldwide, because when we broadcast, we're broadcasting all over the world. When we were in Ramadan, we visited in Kentucky, Indiana, and Ohio, as well as California and the East Coast. Everywhere we went, we would tell people what the project is. What's the masjid here? When's the last time you had fundraising? Ramadan? Yeah. So whenever you do, like if your masjid would have done that with us, we would have come out, we would have helped them raise the money. And then all year after that, till the next Ramadan, there's a place where people can go and click and donate again, and we send the money over to your masjid. Didn't know about it? Now you do. This helps the schools and it helps our masajid here, but more than anything, it keeps us working together, seeing some positive stuff, not giving up, not turning our back, not getting doubts. This is what's destroying our Muslim youth today, their doubts, because they feel like we're disconnected. They don't see the unity of Islam. They don't feel like they're connected. They get in here and sit and listen to somebody recite Quran, but they don't know, what did he say? I don't know what it means. Through our channel, we just broadcast a live broadcast 2 hours ago. It went off the air from Minnesota. And what they had a contest for the children. The children can do it at home, through the computer, through their iPhones. They can actually play the game and win the prizes. We give prizes away for free. They don't have to pay any money for it. It's all part of our system that we've got. We want our children to be involved in Islam. We want them to know the meaning of the Quran. And that game called IQ Quran is beautiful. The brothers that developed the game and the work with it and all, by the way, they even go on tour with us and bring it right into the masjid and let the kids play the game. So just so you know, we've got something there, and this is how you can support it. The other thing is, I ask you to just take a bumper sticker and put it on your car. Just do that. And then let people know there's something called Guidance TV. It's not a hard job. In fact, we did the hard job. The next step that we want to do, I'm going to tell you now that's it. That's all I wanted to tell you about. This, what I'm going to tell you, is a dream that I have for Dallas and Fort Worth, Plano, Grand Prairie, Arlington, Irving, and that is to have a regular television channel, the studio. Right now we have the antenna, so that's a channel. But the studio means that we're able to tell them the time, the temperature, and listen to this. Some event takes place. A little boy takes a clock to school. Anybody know what I'm talking about? Anybody know what I'm talking about? He takes a project to school that's a clock, and they don't see him again for the next 24 hours. Anybody know what I'm talking about? That could never, ever happen to a Jewish family if the boy did the same exact thing. Is that true or false? Isn't that going to happen? If he's Catholic, is it going to happen? They may question him. I don't mean that. But they're not going to make the kid disappear for 24 hours. They know better. Because why? Because there's always a voice from the other side. Brothers and sisters, if we don't do this, if we don't bring our voice forward, then nobody to blame but ourselves. There's nobody to blame but us. It's up to us to do this job. So if you will, download that. You don't even have to download it. It'll send it to you. Just put the phone number in there, 41444, and send the word Islam. And pick one of these up as you go out. Have we got all of them up here now? Oh, okay. Also, for those who want to do some dawah, I did bring some of our common sense of Islam. And if you want to pick those up, they're right over here. You can do that. And this is, who has a bumper? You got a bumper? Okay, I hope you get a car to go with it. I'm going to give you some of them. And if you will, just make sure that you give it to the adults, one per family. And I'm going to put you to work on this side over here. Okay. Make sure, we'll run out. There's not going to be enough, so you didn't want to do the ajr?
He took it from my son.
Oh.
He wants to do it.
You raised him up the right way. His son took his ajr away from him. Boom! Just like that. I like that. I love that. Okay, now, the program, what I did, I give you the commercial first. But what I want to do now is to be able to tell you more about the project in general, what we're doing with the kids. What we're taking our youth right now and getting them excited about learning the Quran, the Arabic of the Quran, but with the meaning, so that when they recite something, they know what it means. This is especially helpful when you're reciting Quran and you get stuck and you're trying to think, where am I? Well, if you know what the meaning was, you know, oh yeah, that's so-and-so, and the next word will be min, or the next word is going to be wa, or the next word will be la, or the next is going to be alladina amanu. You will see it coming in your mind because you know it meant all of those guys who do this, whatever it is, and then it pops back in your mind. Knowing the meaning really helps. How many Arabs do we have? Anybody speak Arabic language? Huh? Yeah? It helps because you know the meaning, right? Could you imagine if we asked you to do it in Mandarin Chinese? You got to memorize Quran in Chinese. Chopsticks, muy gui sui. I don't know. It would be like, forget about it, man. I don't know what you're saying. So, for you, alhamdulillah, Allah gave you a big gift. But what about the rest of us? And we need to know. There's something else, too, that when the child knows the Quran, they will know the Tawheed. And this is what the big problem is when they go to the schools dealing with the non-Muslim friends that they have. Because they don't know Tawheed. Let me give you a couple of questions that I gave in the program we did today for the graduates. We were talking about, you think you know because it just seems like I know. But somebody put you on the spot, what would you do? So imagine that you just enrolled in the university. Today's your first day. You went through some of the basics and you got the syllabus of what's going on. And now you're out there, my first day in Psych 101. Anybody know what's Psych 101? Psychology course, huh? You go in the first thing, somebody asks you, you believe in God? How many of you believe in God? You watch. Nobody's going to raise their hand. They don't do it. You look at, maybe you're the only Muslim. You're looking around the room. Hey, that guy told me he was a Christian. That girl's wearing a cross. But they ain't going to raise their hand. Huh? So you're like, my arm is stuck in my shirt, but, there I am. You believe in God, huh? Is there anybody else that believes in God? No? Okay. We'll help you get over that. This is the way they treat you. Am I right? Is that right? That's how they treat you. So what are you going to do when they ask you, can you prove you exist? And they do that. Because the overbearing attitude that they come with in the beginning, they really use psychology on you from day one. Can you prove you exist? Because they'll say, no, you're using something else and this and that and so and so. And they'll talk to you about circular logic and outside external reference to your proof of blah, blah, blah. You can't prove you exist. You're like, what? Fortunately for me, I never took psych, okay? Because I would have been kicked out the first day. Because I would have said no, it's my personality. It's not that I'm intelligent. I'm just wired up like that. They come to me and say, hey, can you prove you exist? I'm going to say, can you prove you exist? And if he goes, no, hey, well, guess what? Pretend I exist in your class, give me an A, and I'll see you at the end of the semester. Why not? You can't prove I wasn't here if you can't prove I exist, right? That would have shut him up for good. He probably would quit. Anyway, another question that they like to throw out, and now this is being used even in high schools to challenge, to take people totally away from the God of the Hindus, the God of the Christians, the God of the Jews. They're hitting everybody with this. They are. By the way, did you ever turn the thing on?
It's on now.
Oh, is it? Hi, guys. Coming to you live all the way from right here at the Epic. And it's an epic event, by the way, right here in Plano, Texas. Got that? All right. You want to cock it up a little bit? Yeah? What if I get real close?
Still got you. Now you're out.
Sound like him? Okay, so what would you do if somebody asked you, now think about your children too, because that's the reality. Your child is going to get this question. So you believe in God. So can God do anything? Real quick, what's your answer? Can your God do anything? What are you going to say? Quick. Huh? How many said yes? Your God can do anything? He can do everything, yeah? Anything your God can't do? Huh? Now he's got you thinking, what? What? Oh, of course. God can do anything, right? Yeah. Can he die? Well, no. I thought you said he could do anything. Can he lie? No. Can he cheat? No. Can he do zina? Astaghfirullah. What are you talking about? Talking about God. This doesn't make any sense. Well, you said he could do anything. What's your proof in Arabic language that God can do anything? Allahu ala kulli shay'in qadir. Yes, that's your proof, right? Is that what it means in Arabic? Careful. Think of the words in Arabic, not English. Allahu ala kulli shay'in qadir. Allah can do anything? No. Think carefully what Allah said. Allah is able to do whatever He wills to do. But He never wills to no longer be Allah. You just want to get in the show or what? No, that's okay. It's okay. We're not selling water today. That's all right. Okay, you're walking in front of a camera. Okay, everybody on Facebook, hello. He didn't know. Take it easy. All right, there you go. I'm giving him a hard time. You did a good job. Thank you so much. You were advertising for the Adidas, advertising for the water company. Man, we don't realize that though, do we? We don't stop and think when we put a shirt on, we're going down the road. We're advertising for everything. When was the last time you put a shirt on that was advertising Goddess TV? Never? Okay. Well, that's okay. I didn't make it available here yet. But we'll try. But some initiative might be that somebody in your local community would say, you know what? Why do we have to wait for Yusef Estes to save up enough money to buy me a shirt? Huh? Think about it. Maybe you could buy your own shirt. Maybe. Think about it. But I want to come back to this. Watch this. So he said to you, if your God can do anything, how come you give me a list of things that He can't do? Now, this really hurts our kids But they'll go to another step. Now, this was a question that was asked to Socrates. Yeah, you're talking about 2,300 years ago, something like that. Socrates, you know, the Greek philosopher, right? They asked him, can God do anything? Yes. By the way, Socrates and Plato, all of these, they did believe in God. How they believed in him, I don't know. Probably not much tawhid there, but just so you know, they had beliefs. Some of the atheists try to point to them as though those were people of no belief. That's not true. In fact, the evidence comes from questions that were asked to them. Can God make a rock? Yeah. Can he make a big rock? Yeah. Can he make a rock so big nothing can move it? What's your answer? Yes or no? He could? How many say yes? God could make a rock so big nothing can move it. How many say yes? Come on. How many say no? He can't do that. He can't make a rock so big nothing can move it? Whoa. Even if he willed to make a rock so big nothing could move it, it wouldn't happen? Oops. Now you got a new problem. How do you answer the question? Well, first of all, the question's not logical. Once you know the tawhid of Islam, you got the answer. The reason the Christians are tricked by this, they're tricked. They leave the biggest religion, leaving their faith behind right now, is kind of tied between Christianity and Islam. And this has only happened in the last couple years. It's very serious. And part of it is coming from these kind of questions. But if you know the Tawheed al-Islam, I want you to listen carefully. Tawheed means monotheism. The monotheism of Islam teaches us that God is never in the creation, because he's not created. He's al-Khaliq. When you say al in front of these descriptions of Allah, it means he's the one and the only. And whatever is created comes from him. You and I cannot create anything. We cannot create one molecule. We cannot create an atom. We cannot create a proton of an atom. So forget about it. We are not creators. We're manipulators. We take things that exist and change them or make them evolve. So when there's evolution, we've got an answer for that. Allah is al-Bari. He's the evolver. He evolves things that he created to become other things. So we have a belief in creation and evolution. But there's nothing in evolution that says that a giraffe became a monkey. Nothing that we have any evidence ever that said a bird became an alligator. Those things don't really happen. There is something evolving in what? In the shapes, the forms, etc. But we can see that even in people today. A lady could have a baby today, and the next baby's not like the first one, right? So there's no big deal there. You didn't get all excited and say that proves evolution, did you? So these things, you begin to understand that Allah is not like his creation. He's eternal. And whatever he wants to do, he does. So yes, he can make a rock so big, nothing can move it. Because they're going to come back with, even he can't move it. That's exactly what they'll say. And you say, excuse me, you asked me if God could do something in the creation. So he can do that. Nothing in the creation can move it. But if you said, can he make a rock so big he can't move it, then you're saying that would he ever want not to be God anymore? And that's not an option. He is eternal. So we have to take your question and fix it or throw it out. As soon as you do that, you lost that guy. He'll run away. Or maybe he'll stay and learn about Islam. But in any case, that's the end of that kind of a conversation. Because we don't compare God to anything. Now, did you catch what I was saying a little bit earlier? Can he be a man? Can God be a man? Can he do anything he wants to do? Yeah. Could he be a man? No. Why? Because he would never want to. We didn't say he could do anything. We said he can do what he wants to do. He doesn't want to be a human being walking on earth, because then he wouldn't be God anymore. لَيْسَ كَمِثْلِهِ شَيْءٍ وَهُوَ السَّمِيعُ الْبَصِيرُ. That's clear. وَلَمْ يَكُنْ لَهُ كُفُوًا أَحَدٌ. That's clear. There is nothing, anywhere, anytime, any place like unto Allah. Nothing in the creation is like Allah. If you can see it, hear it, smell it, taste it, feel it, imagine it, it is not Allah. It's easy as that. There. So this basic little thing that I'm playing with right now is not really understood by a lot of our youth. And that's where the doubts come from, especially when they go to the internet. When they're going to the Google and getting stuff and they click on links and then they see this or that, they don't realize what they're into, and they think they're going to answer some questions and get a free something, and the next thing you know, your children have doubts. Or they're going to the YouTube and reading the comments that are there by some real wacky people using Muslim names. Some of the stuff that's posted on there, I can't believe that it's coming from a real Muslim. First of all, no decent Muslim would ever use bad language. They would not do that. So when you see these bad words that are out there, especially coming to you in emails, most likely that's not really a Muslim. Most likely that is somebody trying to create problems for our youth. And we have programs about that, and we show you how to deal with that. We also have programs showing the affirmation of what Islam really does have, what the belief in Allah really is. Now, finally, I want to give you something to use for your dawah, and it's real easy. There's two kind of people that come. One that's interested in Islam, and one that wants to attack Islam. I don't know anybody who's not interested at least to say something. If you went up to him and said, what do you think about Islam? Now, suppose I'm just dressed like this, not my usual thing with the long deal, you know. I go and say, you got an opinion about Islam? You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised. Some of the people you thought they'd be really nice. You thought they were going to be bad. No, they'll say, no, I think Islam is okay. I got Muslim friends, and that's good. And sometimes you see an old lady, she's a real nice lady, and you say, what do you think about Islam? Bad. Bunch of terrorists. Whoa! So we have two things for those two groups. The first group, people that are positive for Islam. So there's a website. We built it up with 10 different portals so that they can go to the subject they're interested in. A general one is about what's Islam, and it tells them everything in a fun and easy way in a video. The second one is telling them who is Allah, with the answers that I was just giving you just now. And then, after that, the Quran, the Prophet ﷺ, and the women in Islam, jihad, what is that all about? Chat Islam, and so on. There are 10 separate portals. They're beautifully done. May Allah bless those who help me do that. Okay. The access to it is simple. You don't have to remember the names of all those websites. I used to publish them. But people would say, I forgot. What was that website? They'd even call me on the phone in the middle of the night. I'm trying to give dawah here. I can't remember the name of this website, that website. We have over 3,000, okay? So I don't blame you. I can't remember them all either. We made one main one, though, for those who are, let's say, for Islam. They're not against Islam. Could be Muslims. Could be new Muslims. Could be young Muslims. This one is called Share, S-H-A-R-E, ShareIslam.com. ShareIslam.com. Did you write it down? ShareIslam.com. You can write it on the back of that bumper sticker because you're going to peel it off anyway. ShareIslam.com. Now, what about those who are against it? Bunch of terrorists, extremists, killers, murderers, hijackers, kidnappers. Yeah. You know what? I know there's a website that you'd probably like it. That just fits you. It's called Expose Islam. Yeah, that's what it's called. Expose Islam. That's the only two websites you need. Oh, by the way, if you forget one, it's the same one. Just the URL looks different in it. The whole entire setup is the same. Because it works either way. We're exposing Islam or sharing Islam, which do you like? If you have a beautiful painting and you want to share it with somebody, or if it's covered up and you want to open it, you expose it, right? So there you are. That's how you can remember it. Then we have a lot of other websites that are special for the students of knowledge. One of them is called Recite Quran, an excellent website. It gives you the rules of tajweed that you can click on and hear the rule and how it works. And then you can ask the computer to play out. And you don't have to download anything. It's all online. We're paying for that all the time so that you don't have to download anything. It's not an app. A full website has reciters. Choose the reciter you like. How many of you like Sheikh Sudais? Yeah, me too. Maybe you like to choose Al-Ajmi. Maybe you like maybe Al-Afasi. It doesn't matter. It gives you the chance. You choose the reciter you want to hear. Then you can choose a reciter with children so you can hear the children learning. That's fun for your kids that are not able to get to the masjid and they want to learn every day. This is called recitequran.com. There's also attached to it the tafsir of the Quran as well. It's a very big, interactive website. Okay, and then for those of you who want to do some research, you want to do some deeper research using the English language, go to Search for Islam. Searchforislam.com. Now for our youth, we have another one. They like this one. It's called SheikhGoogle.com. S-H-E-I-K. Don't put a H after that K. Don't put a H after the K. Somebody else is using that as some kind of a advertising website. SheikhGoogle.com. Give that to the kids. And if you forget what it is, we'll just go to Search for Islam because it'll show it on there anyway because it's the same website. And you can type in, just like you do in Google, and it'll only go through our websites. It will not go through anything other than our websites. So this is some of the solution to the problem that I gave you in the beginning. If you want to help me with this, if you want to be part of this, start with dua. Ask Allah that He's going to make it successful. We have got to do this, brothers. Sisters, this is wajib on all of us to do as much as we can to spread real Islam in America. Let's stand up. Let's have a voice. Let's have the other side of the coin. It doesn't mean we're right on every issue, but at least we've got our voice, and they can come and listen to what we say. And the next time there's some kind of an outbreak, let's put down what really happened, what we know happened, and then let them try to change it the next day and say, no, it was this or that or something else. We've got our own footage. We've got our own witnesses. And so many places I've visited where big things happened, there were Muslims on the scene, but nobody ever interviewed them. They never had a chance to say what really happened. What happened in Florida was an undercover agent. This was told to me by two different sources. An undercover agent going into masjids as a provocateur, one trying to get the kids to do bad stuff. And he got AIDS from one of those people in the place where he went in with his gun. He went in to do that, and he had his own people follow him, shooting up him too. This is what the story came to us. Is it true? I don't know. But the thing is, we're hearing a side of a story, then we hear something else, and then there's no way to hear the other side. What really happened? The same thing in San Bernardino. How many of you remember what happened out there? A man and his wife both received trophies from a government-sponsored project in a building for their hard work and all the stuff they did. Then they go home, and they come back dressed up in some kind of riot gear or something with guns and started killing people. Then they go back home again, and they get shot and killed and handcuffed. Now, they explained it like this. They said, well, that's a part of our training. You know, we handcuff the people after they're dead. Make sure that they don't, you know. You never know. They never know. Hey, wait a minute. Quran says that Isa alayhi salam brought a dead man back to life. Could happen. Right. I mean, it could happen. So we're not blaming them. But that's their story. Where's our story? If we don't open up these, what I call affiliate channels, we'll just continue. That's as far as I can go by myself. I want you guys to be responsible to talk to others, to say, what can we do here? And then talk to us, and we'll help you set your own studio here where you can come in here. Like right now, maybe Sheikh would like to give us some dars. Maybe. That goes live in your community right away. Your whole community can sit at home and watch that. They couldn't get here tonight because of babysitting or whatever, but they can watch what he's got to say live. It's as simple as that. The same is true what we're doing in Minneapolis right now. We're preparing that one. And I would like for you guys to consider doing the same thing. It's not something we're going to do overnight. I can't give you all the plans right now, but just so you understand, we have ideas. We need your input. Be part of your community. That's what I'm saying. Okay, Jazakumullah khair. I know many of you wanted to just come in, pray, and run away. Some of you did, but that's okay. But I don't mind. I am happy you stayed to hear this message. I ask Allah to accept from all of us. And for all of you guys watching us right there on our programs now, live, we have a plan to be live every night from now until next Sunday. Not just tomorrow, but till next Sunday, except one night, Wednesday night. I'm not sure we can do that one. I'm going to try my best Wednesday night, but I'll be traveling at that time, inshallah. Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And finally, brothers, if any of you want to come up and take some of these CDs that I have left,